Hi, I'm Gene Gavis from Des Moines Motors. We're proud to present to you Nead Inspiration, the TV show. A great show for women to grow, learn, and be inspired. We're also proud to announce the arrival of the Noble car. Over 50 miles per gallon and the durability for modern day driving conditions. Please enjoy Nead Inspiration, presented to you by Noble Car and all of us at Des Moines Motors.
We women always want to do the right thing, but there are some women that choose to take a little bit of a different journey and embrace a path that is different from everyone else. Today I'm talking to three amazing and inspiring women, Cheri Bustos, Mary Davis, and Alicia Claypool. And we're going to get into and explore their lives and what made them make choices that were inspiring and groundbreaking. It's all about inspiring you to live the best life that you can. It's time for Nead Inspiration. Hi, I'm Liz Nead. Wife, mother, inspirational speaker, radio host, life coach, and do-it-yourselfer. And right in the middle of my crazy life, I decided to create a TV show for you. On Nead Inspiration, we'll teach you how to do things, create better relationships. We'll bring you inspiring stories, take you to interesting places, teach you how to protect yourself, and most importantly, teach you how to be a better you. Nead Inspiration starts now. I am sitting with my first inspirational and amazing woman. Her name is Cheri Bustos. She is the Vice President of Public Relations and Communications for Iowa Health System. That is a total mouthful. We are sitting in her office, which is totally filled with inspirational quotes all over the wall. And so you can see that she is a really driven person when you walk in here. So Cheri, my first question for you is, what drives you?
I would say I'm curious about everything. I never run out of questions. I would much rather ask questions than answer them, so we could like reverse roles here. And
I would be a lot more comfortable.
I would be very comfortable with doing that. And I like people a lot. I like to be around people. Every job I've ever had involves working with people, getting to know people, and I want to make a difference. That's very, very important to me. So if I were to look at one area that drives me, it's the desire to make a difference.
That legacy kind of thing.
Well, you know, I felt like when I was a journalist, and it was so hard for me to leave that and go into this job, because I felt like every day that I walked into that newsroom, I was in a situation where I could make a difference. You know, you could either expose wrongdoing, and that leads to making a difference. You could write about a person or a family in need, and then the community typically rises to that challenge. And then there was also that competition. And I'm a very competitive person. I played sports in high school, I played in college. And, you know, so I have a natural competitiveness also. So in journalism, you know, you competed against the other newspapers.
You got to get there first, right?
Absolutely. And what was going to get you on page one? Every day, my goal was to get that lead story on page one. So it meant, you know, you had to present the best story. You had to pitch the best story. You had to write the best story. You had to have the best photo to go with it.
Right, so it was the product that would get you there.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that, and talking to your editor about, you know, pitching it, you know, saying...
And selling it.
Selling it, yeah.
And communication is obviously really important in your position, and it is something that women, I think, struggle with the most. We talk more than anyone, but yet we're afraid to say things. And that sort of leads me to, I asked you to pick your favorite quote off the wall, and you picked this one, which is, I'll read it, "Candor is a compliment. It implies equality. It's how true friends talk." Which is really interesting because, you know, gosh, I think I'm often afraid to tell the truth. And I think that's typical of a lot of women. So give me some advice in that area, because I know that that's part of how you got to where you are.
Well, if I have to tell a friend or a coworker or somebody on our team something that maybe they don't want to hear, a lot of times I will actually preface it with that quote.
That candor is a compliment.
Yeah, and I just say, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't take the time to tell you this. And you know, there's a lot of things, especially when you're in a management position. If there are people who report to you, you owe it to them to help them always grow. And people don't always get it right. They might,
sure.
You know,
of course
it happens all the time.
Of
They don't always get it right, and you have to be forgiving. But at the same time, talk about, you know, how could we do it better the next time?
And just not being afraid.
And not being afraid, and you know, it's words. It's words, and sometimes it's hard to get that started. But in the end, you serve your friends better, you serve your family better.
Sure, it pays off.
It does pay off.
And speaking of fears, can you tell me a moment where you were afraid and you overcame it and then it worked out? Or do you tend to be kind of fearless about things?
Oh, no, I'm not fearless.
She acts fearless.
I think if anybody says they're fearless, you kind of go, really?
Yeah, liar.
No, I'm certainly not fearless. Oh, gosh, there's a lot of moments, and sometimes it does involve having to be candid with somebody. Public speaking. I typically, when you start out, you might be a little nervous, but preparation helps quite a bit. I tell my kids, if you're prepared, doesn't everything always turn out better down the line? That's preparation.
That's
is
very,
huge.
very true. That's why we have these notes here, right?
There you go.
So that we're prepared. Okay, one more question for you. Speaking to the viewers, to women who I don't know what their situations are, but it's really interesting to be a mother, a wife. You're the central point of all things, and you have to continue to grow and evolve. So, what would you tell them as they're facing their personal challenges?
Well, if we're talking about mothers and wives, make sure you have a good partner, and because you know what, you can't do it all. That work-life balance thing is a myth. Something always has to give. I'm fortunate I have a husband he does all of our cooking.
Nice.
And I am not a cook. He tells the story about how I asked early in our marriage if he wanted some spaghetti. And I called him down a couple minutes later, and there was a can of spaghetti with a fork sticking in it. And that was kind of the moment where he said, you know what, I'll take over the cooking duties.
And you let it happen.
I don't enjoy cooking. It's not something I enjoy. He likes it. So, you have to have somebody in your life, and whether it's your partner or your support system of your friends, you got to have other people who are going to help you along the way too.
Would that apply at work as well?
Absolutely.
So you can't do it all?
I can tell you, when I look at our team and when I'm looking to hire somebody, I very much look at the chemistry that somebody's going to add to our team. I also look at talent. I don't hire people who have my same talent. I hire people who are better than I am in certain areas.
And then be okay with that.
Oh, I'm absolutely okay with
that.
Because all it does is make your whole team look better. It makes me look better. It makes my boss look better. And I absolutely, the people on our team, they're smarter than I am. And I'm just fortunate enough to be in this position. I feel very fortunate to be in this position. I have a wonderful boss who's allowed me to experiment, make mistakes. And, and I feel pretty fortunate about where I am in my career.
It sounds like you're in a good place.
I am in a good place.
Well, thank you for sharing. I know you guys have to be inspired. I totally am. I have to go find some quotes and put them on the wall. I'm totally copying her. Up next, we are talking to Mary Davis. She is a pioneer firefighter. You have got to stay tuned and watch this. We'll be right back.
At Amish House Furniture, you'll be amazed what our designers, you, and our craftsmen can create. From classic to contemporary, fun to functional, bold to beautiful, and pretty to practical. Locally owned and handcrafted in the heartland of America. Located at 3037 100th Street in Urbandale between Hickman and Douglas. Amish House Furniture, many styles, one standard.
Hey there, I'm the new G4 in town. Wanna take me for a spin? At 45 miles per gallon, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go for a long, smooth ride. You'll love my curves and sleek packaging. Jump on in. With seating for 4, I have plenty of room to love. Honey, I'm 11'9", which makes me clearly irresistible. I'm cute, unique, and stand out in a crowd. Plus, I'm really fun. Introduce me to your friends. They're gonna love me too.
Chiropractic care, it's for everyone. At Complete Wellness, we find the root of the cause, a whole body approach to wellness care. Your spine and nervous system is the main powerhouse in the body and controls everything, so why not keep it working at optimal levels? Specializing in posture rehabilitation, scoliosis, and nutrition. Other services include acupuncture and massage.
If you're in need of care, come in and see me, Dr. Angie Monty. We're located at 3408 Woodland Avenue, Suite 501 in West Des Moines.
The Stony Creek Inn in Johnston is changing. Sure, we're already good, but we're becoming even better. In our updated rooms, you'll find beautiful new carpet, new furniture, great new electronics like flat-screen TVs, plus a new and improved spacious lobby, plus incredible business traveler amenities too, and more great ways to relax. It's our way of giving you more of what you asked for.
Not feeling enough warm or cool air in all the rooms in your home? Before you consider replacing your heating and air conditioning unit, call AeroSeal. 3 out of 4 homes we visit leak 15 to 40% of their air through faulty seams or holes in their air duct system, wasting dollars and energy. AeroSeal certified technicians test your ductwork and use technology endorsed by the Environmental Protection Agency to put your air and your cash back where it belongs. Call AeroSeal. Airtight savings, airtight comfort.
I am standing with my second amazing inspirational woman, and she is also a very good friend of mine. Her name is Mary Davis, and she is the first woman to be paid as a firefighter in Des Moines, which I think is really amazing.
Thank you.
And she's also modest, so I'm going to have to pull it out of her. So my first question is, what made you think that that was what you want to do? I mean, it is a lot of hard work, and it's not like there's a bunch of women out there that you could see and model after. So,
I had, up till that point, I had worked construction for 7 years and been in the National Guard. So I just knew that I loved physical work, outdoor work. You know, I was looking at forest ranger, all these kind of things, and I saw an ad in the One ads for firefighter, and I thought, oh, so I applied.
Did it ever occur to you that it would be too hard, or did you just think, had you already proven it to yourself that you could do it?
When you're 26 and you think you can do anything, it's just like, I can do this.
And so you just went after it.
So, and you went through like a variety of tests, one being a physical agility, then a written test, then an interview. So, you know, it's kind of one of those where the ignorance of bliss of not knowing what's coming.
You just threw yourself into it.
I can do this, I can do this. So, yeah, so it was not
You weren't thinking about
that I couldn't
breaking
do it.
barriers
No.
or anything like that.
No.
You were just thinking, this sounds cool.
Yeah, just I wanted a career. I would get laid off in the winter from construction, and I enjoyed running equipment a lot. That's what I did in the National Guard, but I wanted a career. And when I saw this in the paper, it's like, that's a career.
Which
So,
you are 5 weeks away from retirement
Yes.
after 28 years, which I think is amazing. And thank you for doing that, because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily something you see unless you see a truck going down the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. Let me ask you, when you were in, like the first couple times you went out there and you had to put your gear on for real, and you were going after an actual fire, what were you thinking?
You just, the adrenaline is pumping so much, and you've trained in drill school, but everything in drill school is a controlled environment.
Right.
So just the pure wow, you know, with the bells go off, you drive there fast and everything, you're just pumped. But it's kind of one of those where, you know, that's almost what saves you, is your adrenaline is so high that
You're just going to get a job done.
yeah, something you can't physically do standing still at that moment, you can just like rah and do.
And run after
So
it.
yeah, so you know, you train so that things become automatic, but there's still the factor of just wow,
Yeah.
you know,
Running after
the,
it and
the no two fires are alike. The environment, we could be driving in a snowstorm, a rainstorm, you know, so all the factors that come into it, just, it never gets old. you know, when
It sounds like everything would be different every day.
Yeah.